Hey guys, good evening and welcome to my exciting channel. We're discussing Mandela effects and the like. Thank you for joining in. Welcome all Mandela effectings. So we have a couple little things to talk about. Right now we got the world's largest desert has become covered in lakes. That's right, I said lakes. Bowman's Rub is now covered in lakes because of tropical storms and hurricanes that have passed through. I got to share this little short video. You guys can see this. And I want to mention we have Harold Beebe with us. Hey, Harold.
Hey,
Glad
how
you
are
can
you?
make it.
Thanks.
We got Theresa Lynch and Glow 13. What's up, you
Hey
guys?
everyone.
Hi.
I don't know how much of it I can play, so we'll talk about it. Look at this. Cyclone Makinu struck the deserts, and look, it's covered in water. They got as much rain in 24 hours as usually what they get in 2 years. Driest places on the planet. This is big news, you guys. 1.2 inches of rainfall per year. And wasn't it like 18 inches or something like that?
I think it's like 12. It only gets like 1 to 2 inches a year.
Okay, so NASA had to get involved, I guess, and they said this incredible phenomenon hasn't been here in nearly 20 years.
Wow.
And that's something I've never even heard about.
Me neither. I didn't know the Middle East gets hurricanes, honestly. You guys, I thought they only occurred near the oceans.
I have, and then you question.
Well, there is an ocean there. There is an ocean, the Straits of Hormuz. So the Straits of Hormuz are there. If the hurricane goes up the Straits of Hormuz, then it's possible the hurricane could veer off into the desert and then dry. Once it does that, obviously it kills the hurricane. It becomes a tropical storm / regular storm / runs out of steam and dies.
Right.
It's just a matter of how quickly its entire mass gets into the desert. But just thinking of a regular hurricane, say you have a class 2 hurricane or a class 3 hurricane, and it veers off the Straits of Hormuz and goes into, say, Egypt, and then for a period of time, there's going to be a massive rainstorm. I mean, it'll be like a tropical rainstorm. So you're going to get a few inches of rain, 4 or 5 inches of rain. But 4 or 5 inches of rain there is like, I don't know how many years, you know what I mean? It's not normal. So the question is, because we've recently seen that somebody is directing hurricanes in a specific pattern, then the question remains, is somebody directing these hurricanes into the desert?
Right. And I think we could all say that's a definite yes.
Yeah. The only thing is, we don't know who exactly has, I mean, we could pretty much assume that one country has that ability, but there is possibility that other countries also have that ability.
Right.
Or are adopting that ability in order to damage, countries that they disagree with, and pretty much it's a weapon because the people. I mean, the hurricane turns into the desert. You can't prove anybody did that. I mean, it could just be an act of Allah,
or maybe even pole shift.
Yeah, well, could be that too, but I'm gonna go with targeting.
Pole shift, targeting, maybe a little bit of both. I think that's what the Mayans were talking about, right? As far as 2012, that there would be a shift.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? Assuming now, just for a second, that we are dealing with our original position in the universe, then yes, that probably would have been true. The Earth did actually move several degrees due to earthquakes, due to tsunamis, due to whatever. And the Inuits, who are hunters, fishing and hunters, they noticed it right away because when they hunt, the sun stays in a certain position, and they noticed that they were having less time to do the hunting, and they even noticed that the sun had moved in the sky, and they actually contacted NASA to let them know that the sun had moved a specific number of degrees in the sky, because they're very, very good at reading the sky.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so my opinion is that if we were dealing with our original position in the universe, then yeah, that could be possible. But based on everything I've seen recently, nah, I don't think so. I think it's a man-made situation. Now, the question is it being done as a weapon, or is it being done to make that particular part of the the world usable again? If they can get enough rain over there, maybe they could actually turn those into fields, raise rice on them or something. It's hard to
Yeah.
say.
Right. And
You
that's a
know,
possibility, but it definitely could be used as a weapon, and I think they all know how to do it, and I think
of
they've been
course,
for a while.
you're right, Glo. You're right. It could be a weapon. It could definitely be a weapon. Absolutely. And they could be targeting. I mean, we after what happened last year, there's no doubt. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? I
I
mean,
remember with Hurricane Sandy, that was the freakiest. Not was it what was the name of the one in September? I can't think. What was the
yeah.
name?
Sandy hit New York City.
No, not Sandy. The one that hit Florida. I was here
Oh,
in
that
September.
was
Wow, I
I
just can't
forget.
remember.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but
I
I
know.
noticed that one of them did a U, like a right turn, and hit the country.
Harold,
That's
that hurricane, I don't care what anybody says, that was man-made and
sure it
manipulated
was.
every
Sure it
step of
was.
the way
And
because it was like,
and they
we're gonna
cranked
make.
that thing up in Houston. They cranked that thing up, and we're making clouds in the sky.
Hmm. Because that
Yeah,
hurricane made absolutely no sense. It was ready to hit the coast, and then
sure.
all of a sudden it went back out, and then it was
Yeah,
just Florida, and then it went back out,
and then
and
it got more power, and then it
yeah,
right turned and came back.
but it was so. I mean, I understand hurricanes are unpredictable, but once they're kind of on land, you kind of know where they're gonna go. This
Right, right.
had no clue. It went from Naples to Fort Myers, back to Naples to Fort Myers, back. It was like, wait, what's going on?
It was
It
like
was
bouncing back and forth like a ball.
huh?
I said it was bouncing back and forth like a freaking ball.
It was enough to give someone a nervous breakdown because I'm over there sitting in a hotel in Virginia because I cut out,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I don't blame you.
yeah, because the category 5, I wasn't going to stick around. And I remember going, okay, finally, it's in Fort Myers. I'll know in a couple of hours what kind of damage it did. I'd walk
Yeah.
away, turn the TV on. It's like it's about to hit Naples. I'm like, what?
What?
How could this be
Well,
happening?
the one that hit Houston, they freaking that was the one that did the right turn. Okay, and I
Yeah,
don't care what you tell me,
hmm.
hurricanes do not make right turns.
Or
Okay,
go backwards.
no, they don't do that. It's
Right.
not normal. Okay, so you can't even hide that. You know, that was an intentional hit on freaking Houston, and it was an intentional hit on Florida. Now I don't know why that is. Okay, and I can't say exactly who. Wink, wink. But I'm gonna go with those were targeted hits
Well,
on
they
our
expected
country.
it to be a lot worse than it really was, especially when the oceans receded in Naples
Yeah, I
and
know.
no ocean. And then we're thinking, okay, now when this comes back, it's gonna go over the whole state of Florida. It's just gonna
Yeah,
it's
right.
made
But it
everything.
didn't. But it
No,
didn't.
it just
The
left.
the ocean just receded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
and
hours.
this happened in Naples, Italy too, by the way, and
Mhm.
that's where they have those little boats in the canals. The canals dried up.
I know. I seen that. That was insane.
Yeah, that's never happened, never
No, and
Almost.
in
a
the
lot of
history of the
people
city.
aren't even talking about that. It's like,
Yeah,
where's ocean?
in the history of that city, it has never ever ever happened, ever.
And then it just
Okay,
It's like
and then it didn't happen.
right.
Nobody spoke about it, you see, and nobody spoke about the water going out and just receding and never coming back.
Never coming back.
Yeah, yeah. What happened to that? It just disappeared. The
Right.
water just evaporated. Is
You
that
know
what you're
what?
telling me?
It turned into rain or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. So apparently it evaporated, and nobody knows where it went. And and by the way, it's 7:30 on a Tuesday,
Right.
and now we're going to go to sports. What?
Exactly. And
What?
That's how it is. That's how it is.
What? Seriously. I mean, I was freaking flabbergasted when I saw that, because in my 50 some years of life, I had never ever seen that. The only time I ever even heard about that was when the water receded and then a tsunami came in.
Right. Something.
That's the only time, and that's the only time. And the only time I saw it in New York was when you had full moons. The water would go out and in different times on Long Island.
Right.
But it never receded. It never came back.
Right.
Okay.
Now, Naples was just beach. There was no.
Yeah. Where'd the water go?
And
Where'd the water go?
They didn't cover it after that. Nobody said a word.
So what is something just sucking the water up? I mean, where'd the ocean go?
No explanation. There's no answer.
No explanation. And let's go to sports.
Yeah.
Literally.
That's how you could see how people are mind controlled. They're just not that nobody. I mean, a lot of us said like, okay, where's the ocean? Even the next day, we're like, okay, what happened to the water? You know?
Where'd the water go? Where'd the water go?
Harold.
Oh, huh?
Harold, that's what I'm noticing a lot with the Mandela effect community. It seems as though many of us have turned away from mainstream television, and that's so wide. So I should say, freaking wide awake.
Yeah, you think? That's why we're creating our own channels. We're creating our own channels to address this crap because nobody else wants to. Right. I'm sure they're gonna. I mean, I have a friend. Her name is Joanne Steen, and she got kicked off of YouTube for talking about things that they thought she shouldn't be talking about. Like FEMA barges showing up in Louisiana and Florida. These big prison barges. And the separation of men and women going under these barges, and they got put in jumpsuits like prisoners.
Did they do that though? Did they do that? Because I don't.
Yeah, they did, and now it's in Hawaii at the moment. That particular barge is sitting in Hawaii.
In the chat, I have to turn to our chat because I don't want to
Okay, go ahead. The
chat or anything. You guys
turn to it.
Going up. We have Brian Stavely's out there. Hey, Brian, how's it going? Two of a kind. Hey, you. What's going on, guys? Hey, Finbar. Good to have you. Brian in the chat, he sent me a link. He sent us a link here for a U.S. patent on the solar simulator. I know we've talked about that.
Oh yeah. That's the black hole sun.
The black hole sun.
Yeah. And also the King of Pain they sung about.
Look at this heat index. The heat index this weekend is going to be over 90 degrees.
And the King of Pain said there's a little black spot on the sun today.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
And that was a long time before this happened.
A little black spot on the sun
today. Yep, exactly. Same old thing as yesterday.
So the more you look at it and the more you see all the synchronicities, we call them synchronicities or coincidences.
Oh yeah.
We look at it and say, is everything predetermined? I mean, did this all happen already? That's why they know the next thing that's going to happen because you hear it in music and in hidden
things. And then it happens.
And are we just repeating life over and over the same thing?
Well, Glow, look at that book, Things happen in the book and then they happen in real life.
Right.
Things happen in songs and then they happen in real life.
Thank you.
So basically, it's like they update whatever it is, the media is, and then they show you the the
So
thing.
then we can
But
get into the whole topic of, does free will even exist then?
yeah, that's a good question. That's a
I
good
mean,
question.
if
No,
everything,
it's a good question.
because listen, if things are predetermined and all these hidden messages inside of movies and Star Wars and movies going back 30 years ago and lyrics and stuff like that,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you can't predict it, then it's just like a
Well,
program.
there you go.
I received a
Well,
strange call today from cops.
yeah.
Basically, they're trying to get people to, like, if you're against the cops or whatever, they're trying to get people to not fight cops, I guess. But here, I got to show this. It's on here.
Invasive plant. Oh, look at that. Third-degree burns. Yeah, I saw that.
In
It was
Virginia,
in Virginia. Yeah, there was a plant.
permanent blindness. What?
Yeah, yeah. It has an acid, some sort of acid.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Hey,
Um,
Julie Nugent. Hey, Julie.
yeah. As far as the sun simulator, the sun simulator is there, and I'll tell you why it's there. I did some looking, and I noticed that our star is now a dwarf star. Our our star was never a dwarf star.
Right.
Okay, I did some looking, and I looked back, and our star was never classified as a dwarf star. Now it is.
Right.
Okay, the original classification was, I believe, G2, yellow. Now it's dwarf white. Okay, there is no way that our star went from yellow to dwarf white. Okay, that didn't happen.
All right. What
So
if we could rate? Okay. What about this? All right. When a light bulb is about to blow out, it turns really, really bright, right?
yeah, but
That
that's not the way stars work. Okay, when you're dealing with stars, you're dealing with millions and billions of years. You're not dealing with a couple of weeks. It just doesn't happen. Okay, that's not how stars function. So, assuming that stars function in a normal fashion, then we also have to assume that maybe somehow, some way, we're not where we started. We're not on the same planet, okay? And because we're not on the same planet, then therefore, the star is a different star. It's not the same star.
So how about we say we're just not on the same frequency?
Frequency, planet, I don't care, dimension. No, it can't be dimension. It has to be universe because we haven't changed from the third dimension.
Right.
We're still on the third dimension, perhaps a different universe. But the reality is that our star is now a dwarf star.
Right.
And that's why they have the solar simulator. The solar simulator is to bump up the energy of the star so that we don't go into a ice age, basically.
Right.
Yeah. So you also have to know this. The United States solar simulator is not the only solar simulator. It's one of a number of solar simulators.
That's what they're saying, right? That's what they're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a number of solar simulators. It's not just one. I mean, I've seen Japan had one, China had one. I've seen that. Who else? Germany had one, and several other places.
That's what I was reading about that too. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing, So we're not dealing with just one. We're dealing with a few.
Right. And we're dealing with
so
a transparent moon also.
well, yeah, that's a hologram. That has to be a hologram.
You see the clouds going behind
it. Yeah, you can see right through it, and yeah, it's ridiculous. At this point, it's insane. It's getting to that point where
with a pair of binoculars and look at the moon, and you see the clouds go behind the moon.
Behind the moon, yeah, no, So that means that the moon isn't there. Now, if the moon isn't there, then possibly that's why we're having some of the funky weather that we're having. because the moon regulated tides. It regulated a bunch of other stuff, weather. You know what I mean?
Well,
So it's very possible that our weather is acting badly because we just don't have, a satellite anymore.
Is it possible that a lot of these MEs are in fact related to the sun?
It's possible.
Because I see Ra in nearly every logo. I mean, tons of logos. We see, we're seeing like the sunglasses being removed from the sun in Raisin Bran.
Yeah.
The sunglasses being removed from Tom Cruise's eyes.
Yeah.
Risky business.
But why? Why would they remove sunglasses? I mean,
telling you to open your eyes and see the truth.
Maybe that's what it is.
And
that's
what's
what they're
the
telling
truth?
us. Open our eyes and look around you and see the truth. What's going on?
Hold on a second. Wasn't it in the movie Vanilla Sky where that Spanish girl, didn't she say "abierto los ojos"? Or
I don't know.
I remember clearly. She said "abierto sus ojos."
Okay, what does that translate into?
Open your eyes. That's what it means.
Oh, okay, good.
In the movie Vanilla Sky.
You know what? If they're trying to give us all these messages to open our eyes, then this reality, this experience must just be this great big game.
Yeah.
Hey, Dawn Robinson. Dawn's here.
Why?
Oh, you guys said hi to her.
Hey, Don. Why would they do that though? That doesn't make sense.
Why?
Why the subterfuge?
Because you know what? They have to keep the game going, or else what kind of experience are we going to have? We have to have an experience, right? So they have to keep the game going. I mean, listen, Harold, you look at all these structures, you look at everything, the pyramid, you name it, everything is so precise and everything is so aligned all around the world. This is a program. There's no way people did this. This is all a program. It has to be. Look at where all these monuments are. If you go across the globe, they're in a perfect line. It just makes it look like this is just a program, and they know it, and they just want us. They just want to keep the game going so we can have a human experience. And something wrong. Somebody hijacked this. That's how I feel.
Somebody hijacked it, huh?
And they're doing stuff they're not supposed to be doing.
Huh. So what are you trying to say? We got hacked?
I mean, maybe, like I said, hand it down. Everybody knew what it was, and the secret societies and stuff like that back then, the Essenes, and they knew what this was all about. And somebody used it to their advantage, because if you could manipulate frequency, then you could manipulate reality. And if you could do that, then, and I think it just got in the wrong hands, and we're kind of all over. I don't know. That's my theory,
Oh, well, hey. As good as any other.
I don't even know if it made sense, but that's...
Well, it's as good as any other theory out there. Trust me.
Hey, guys, we got Damien G out there. What's up, Damien?
Hey, Damien. What's going on?
Teresa's there. Hey, Theresa.
Hey, Theresa.
Hey, Theresa.
Hey, how you doing?
Listen.
I'm in both places.
Yeah.
It's my doppelganger.
Yeah. Doppelganger.
The mean one, right, Theresa? The mean one.
Yeah. That's the one you want to beat up. Listen, I want to ask this question, and I want you to tell me, all right, what happens if our sky is holographic? Now, let's just go this way. We've already ascertained that you can see through the moon.
What?
The stars are weird.
Yes, very.
Why are they so weird? Is it because the stars are not in the same places anymore, and they don't want us to know that? So they're showing us a holographic sky that sort of matches where we were, sort of, kind of, in a sort of kind of way, or. What's your take on it? Because look, if we go to Egypt and we look at the three pyramids, they don't line up anymore. No. Oh, and by the way, they never did, apparently.
Right.
And one got bigger, but no, it's always been that way. And three little pyramids just popped out of nowhere in front of it, but nobody ever noticed that. Oh yeah, they've always been there. Come on, you know that. There's always been a hole in the Sphinx's head. Come on.
Right. Of course.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the Sphinx's head changed so much; it's ridiculous. It doesn't look the same. It was that changed a lot. I mean, I studied a lot about the pyramids for years.
It's always been that way.
Yeah, well, maybe it's always been that way for the people who constructed this construct. But not for me. It was completely different. So maybe somebody just kind of changed the simulation a little.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like those hinges that popped up all over the place. Nobody noticed they found hinge like 2 miles away from Stonehenge.
Right.
Nobody noticed this for like eons. I mean, did nobody own an airplane, a car? Did you not drive by it and say, hey, look at those hinges over there?
Right.
Hey, look, it's a super hinge.
I've heard of a couple of them. I've heard of Adam's calendar and a couple of them on there, but the one in Russia and no.
The super hinge that nobody noticed till just recently?
Right.
A super hinge. Really?
Right.
Yeah. What did you think it was when you're driving by it, flying over it, and whatever?
Well, you could look at it this way. Either they never. I mean, because we know these things from watching television. Because I never traveled the world.
Yeah.
Maybe they just never told us.
They never told us. Oh, by the way, we have a super hinge. We never told you that. But
by the way, there's one in Michigan.
Yeah, under the ocean. And by the way, while we're at it. There's 21 more across the planet we never told you about. But by the way.
And we still don't know what's causing the Bermuda Triangle to cause ships to go missing, too.
And we don't know what's causing the door to open up and send us through a wormhole to another place in time. We don't know what caused that.
And Earth is round or flat,
How about the Nazca lines? Nobody noticed that. Hey, look, there's these weird lines down there.
I plan on going to the beach this 4th of July, and I'm going to make Nazca lines in the sand.
Do it. I dare you. And take pictures of it and put it online.
Yeah.
And again, say you found you found you got to make a sand pyramid, 3 little pyramids lined up, and a Nazca line.
And the Nazca.
Look what I found.
Yeah, and then you got to put wings on. You make believe you're an airplane, and then
and then you know what you do? Take some bricks. Take some red bricks with you, and make a hinge.
There you go.
A little bitty hinge, and call it Little Hinge. In Georgia. Hey, nobody noticed this. Little Hinge.
Harold, we got another possible Emmy. I'm not sure if this is an Emmy or not. But we have a dangerous plant out there. If you live in Virginia, North Carolina, or anywhere in the Pacific Northwest, there are these plants you don't want to touch.
Oh, no. I heard about that acidic plants now.
Yeah.
For some reason.
When did this freaking thing come into being?
Yesterday. Just came out yesterday, I heard.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about it until yesterday. It just... I mean, I always thought the prickly ones were bad, but this kind of beats the prickly ones all the heck, 3rd-degree burns.
As far as I know, when you went camping, the only thing you had to worry about was poison ivy.
I hated those prickly little freaking. Do you guys ever see these prickly little plants on the ground? You walking barefoot.
Yeah, when you walk.
You step on them stupid spines on those prickly little plants. It pissed me off. Yeah, I hated them. And you had to pull them all out of your foot. You're like, come on.
Yeah, they hurt.
Oh, they hurt. And if you don't notice it, man, you step right on. It's like stepping on a nail. Oh, it hurts.
These plants look like they're starting to protect themselves. They're like shooting out poison, blinding.
Yeah, they're shooting out. Yeah, they're shooting out acid now.
What happened?
Yeah, like F you. We're not getting hinged. Oh no.
Nature is fighting back. You got to be afraid now.
Maybe Plants vs. Zombies is our future. Are we supposed to turn into zombies?
Maybe
to fight against it or something?
Maybe the plants got stopping the zombie apocalypse. They're shooting acid at them. Yeah. Who knows?
It's like
I mean, come on.
the scariest thing we had in the woods was like poison ivy. So it's like,
Glow, I can't. I just can't. I can't. I can't anymore. Acid plants.
yeah.
Good. Great. Sure.
Let's entertain ourselves with this little video here.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh, we have a video. Oh, do we have popcorn for the video? Okay.
Yeah, you guys know with our show, you might as well go ahead and grab popcorn before the show. But
Yeah.
You know,
I need some popcorn here. Come on, 3rd-degree burns.
just make sure your popcorn is nowhere near these plants.
Oh no, because it'll burn it all to pieces.
You might end up with 3rd-degree burns in your mouth. So
hogweed, it's called.
Hogweed, yeah.
wow.
I've seen this crap all over the place. I never got burned by it.
What?
I've seen this crap. I've seen it everywhere. Come on, I've seen this crap everywhere. I used to walk right through it. It never hurt me.
That is bizarre. I mean, it's pretty. It's something like you would go over and try to smell, and like, damn, now you're blind.
Oh,
yeah, look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Look at that. No.
Look at that one. Look at that one.
What?
Painful blisters. I walked right through the middle of the crap. Never bothered me.
Days.
Maybe they're allergic to it.
I don't know, guys. Is this an Emmy or what? I don't know.
I don't know.
What?
This one kind of reminds me of that. We have that one plant. It's like a fungus. Have you guys ever heard of the bleeding fungus?
The bleeding fungus. No, I never heard of that one. I never heard of the bleeding fungus. I never heard of the
bleeding trees.
Bleeding trees.
It's called creepy bleeding tooth fungus.
The thug bushes. When you're walking, they beat you up, throw you out. They're called thug bushes. You got to watch out for them. You know, they can help you. Thug bushes.
They're thugs, yes.
Yes.
Speaking of thugs, the thug who ended up in prison, Mandela.
He apparently died in 1986, and then again in 88, then again in 2013, and all the while his wife was just homicidal, throwing tires over people and lighting them on fire. Whoever she didn't like, she was pouring gasoline on them and lighting them on fire.
Wait, hold on. Was it kind of like this? Super Mario Brothers.
Let me see. Yes, it was sort of like that. Yes, like that. See? The only difference was she threw tires over them and lit them on fire. Though I know you can't see right now, I'm doing the air quotes on fire. So yeah, they poured these tires over people, poured gasoline, and then lit them on fire. That's what she did for fun, while he was dying 3 times in jail.
Wow.
Yeah. He was dying all over the place, and she was killing people. Yay.
I thought she was a nice woman, huh?
What a fun couple. What a fun couple. No wonder he divorced her. He divorced her, by the way, before he died.
Mandela divorced his wife?
Yeah, before he died, I think on the 3rd time.
Maybe she killed him in prison.
Maybe she went time traveled back and just took him out. 1986. You're dead. And now I'm going to go kill more people with tires and fire.
Oh wow, this one is so crazy.
Yeah.
What's a logo change here? What's this logo change you were telling me about?
Which logo is that? Does it have fire involved?
It's a 10 one, right? And Zoom had 2 O's and now they're merged into one. It looks like a
figure 8.
Yeah, figure 8. There you go.
Yeah, it looks like a figure 8.
I am a tanner. Yes, I am a tanner.
Are you? Do you like to tan up?
And I could tell you, no way was that ever like that.
Are you sure?
Like the cigarettes cools, the way the O's go into each other. That's exactly the way. And when I noticed that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, what the heck?
You used to go to Zoom?
I don't like Zoom. I go to different tanning salons. I don't.
Okay.
But yeah, that's a Mandela effect without a doubt. And anybody who tans, they will know that never looked like that. So that's a new.
It's a new heaven and a new earth coming soon.
Sure.
Brian,
why not?
Brian, take a look at your messenger.
Okay, hold on.
Uh-oh.
That's from Charles.
Oh, geez.
Boys lay eggs? No way.
That's from Charles. Like, apparently, boys lay eggs now.
Who do?
Wait, what boys?
I don't know. I didn't watch it. Have you ever heard of people laying eggs?
No, I never heard of that.
Well, there is at least 2 people in the world that lay eggs. So yeah, just so you know.
Hold on, I gotta see this.
But you know what I did see? Different colored chickens lay different colored eggs. If you have a yellow chicken, it lays golden eggs.
I want a chicken that lays golden eggs.
If you have a black chicken, it lays black eggs. I'm not joking.
That was a really weird one, like the black chicken.
Yeah, black eggs. Black eggs. Would you eat one? Do you think?
What?
Nice omelet?
Would you?
I don't know. Why not? I don't give a crap. Just take it, throw it in the pan. You know.
I mean, I like
salt and peppers.
Even if you sit and think about what an egg actually is, you know, kind of.
Yeah, it's an embryo. Who cares?
Oh,
we eat chickens. We eat freaking whatever. We eat beef. Think about that. Your hamburger used to be walking around going moo. Who cares?
But there's just something about that embryo kind of.
Eat the embryo.
And you ever see those videos where people get their own sperm and they inject it inside?
Yeah, so it turns into a homunculus.
That is.
Yes.
Do you believe it? I mean.
I don't know. The homunculus is a thing that supposedly electrifies things and sucks it in.
Oh, that's so disgusting.
I don't know. I don't know if it is real or not, but I have no idea. Could be.
In this reality, yeah, probably. And it's always been that way, Harold. Didn't you know that?
Yes, I did. It's always been this way. Always, bro.
Up was the sea monkeys, remember?
Sea monkeys. I had a whole container of sea monkeys. I had a bunch of them, little buggers.
And they were the greatest thing in the world. Now
and here's the trick, though. The male is the one that actually gives birth to the sea monkeys, not the female.
Oh, is that why they had the male with a king's hat, like a crown?
Yep, because he's the one that gives birth to sea monkeys.
Yeah, I always wanted
the one.
Like the picture, though. They just look like little shrimp, but they were really interesting anyway.
They were cool looking, they're cool looking little seahorses. I like seahorses. They just kind of, shoot around there till a fish eats them. And then, boom, done. And then you have an embryo with cheese on it.
Oh, gross. Freaking
Come on. You know you like embryos and cheese. Scrambled.
Embryos sunny side up.
You like a little scramby. You like some scramby embryos with cheese?
I hate scrambled eggs. I only no, really, I like them poached.
Yeah, you like poached embryos? Is that how you like your embryos? Poached and sunny side up. Or maybe do you make yourself a little thing, flip it over and put some stuff in it,
I might make a friend. I'll inject some sperm inside of an egg and call it Harold.
Sweet. Would you do it for me? Oh, you're the greatest.
I know.
Look at you.
And
Look
then
at you.
We could talk about gravity, and we could.
Yeah, we could. You want to talk about gravity? Let's talk about gravity.
Yeah, let's talk about that post that you put on. I thought was
it was creepy, wasn't it? I love it.
Well,
last night I was doing some deep thinking, and I started considering frequencies.
Oh.
And I thought about Nikola Tesla, how he said that everything that's a frequency. If you understood that, you understood reality. And then I kind of I watched this video about this several people who said that they could use magnetic frequencies to nullify the effects of gravity.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started thinking, if they can nullify the effects of gravity, then they should be able to nullify the effects of relative time,
Right.
because reality is considered space-time, so they're connected.
Right.
Okay, and if you can nullify one, then you probably can nullify the other. They talk about creating wormholes, and even Einstein talked about it. In the Einstein-Rosen bridge. So obviously he considered it. And I was thinking, well, if you can come up with a frequency that matches relative time, possibly you could stop local time for a period,
Right.
because look, I've noticed that now Mandela's affected people have had this happen.
Right.
Why?
Right. And we
I've
talked
seen
about
it
that
happen.
too. Yeah, you're right.
I've actually seen it happen. So it has to be frequencies. It has to be frequencies. It has to be
But
frequency based.
what if it's all happening in our head? What if we're making time? You know what I'm saying? Because we talked about that on your show, on your channel.
Yeah. Well, we said that all time happens simultaneously.
Right.
However, what we're talking about now is not, time travel or jumping from one point in time to another point in time. What we're talking about is just stopping local time
Right.
for a period of time.
Right.
And I know that aliens have been doing this.
Right.
They've done it because, people lose time
Right.
when they come. So obviously they're stopping time for a period.
And not only that, but when when a person sees them, you could be outside with 10 people and only one person will see it and the rest won't. It's like
Right.
they're frozen in time, or yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So therefore, that being said, I was thinking about this, and so I threw it out there as a question.
Right.
What does people think about this? Because I came across a posting that I had made a while back about a time cloak. Now, at the time, I think they were talking about bending light around themselves, which wouldn't be a time cloak at all. It would just be bending light around yourself. I think that they lied about it, and they were using frequencies to make this occur.
Yes.
Because they were able to do whatever, yet everybody around them appeared to be, stuck.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it had to have something to do with frequency, and I'm still thinking about it, gang. So everybody, put your thinking hats on, and do some deep thinking tonight, and let's consider
Harold,
it.
you know what? I have to agree with you with frequency. I think frequency runs everything.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh yeah.
I just think everything is a lie when they say that the earth resonates at 7, what is it, 7
7.6 7.25 or something. 7
Right.
point.
I don't even believe that. I think that's
No.
also, because a lot of people use that, that tone to
Yeah.
DNA and stuff like that. And you know what? We would never really know. I think everything is just a lie, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I know. Well, I've seen the goofy videos where they set a tone and it opens up a wormhole.
Right.
I don't think it's that easy.
I don't think it's that easy, and I don't think it's the right frequency that they're telling us.
No. Furthermore, I think it takes more to open up Einstein-Rosen bridge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, to even to another place on the planet, let alone somewhere else. Like to another universe. Okay,
Right.
it takes a lot more energy than that. Okay, now I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm not saying that, like, for instance, the USS Eldridge didn't do it in 45, 46, when it jumped from one place to another. I think that was the point of the exercise. I don't think. I mean, they say that the point was to cloak a ship, but I suspect that they knew kind of what was going to happen. Maybe they didn't understand it at the moment that they did it, but because and here's another really weird thing about that. I mean, as far as I knew, only Albert Einstein was involved in that project. Okay. However, recently, meaning like within the last year, I heard that the first scientist on that project was Nikola Tesla, and that it was his magnetic resonance idea that they were using in order to cloak the ship. And what happened was Tesla realized what was going to happen, and he did not want them to get that technology. So, as the story goes now, he sabotaged the project because he didn't want them to have that technology. He thought it was too much for them to have. They couldn't handle it. So they fired him, and they brought in Einstein and the lead scientist from the Manhattan Project. I forget his name right offhand. It escapes me, but they were the ones that did the actual engaging of the magnetic field. And I don't think they knew that the people on the deck were going to be hurt the way they were hurt. I think they weren't expecting it to happen the way that it actually happened. Because actually, they opened an Einstein-Rosen bridge, and the ship was sucked through it. And that's how it ended up in another harbor, a good distance away, by the way.
Right.
And for a period of time, and then they were sucked backwards back into that wormhole, and they ended up back where they started. But as the legend goes, and I don't know because I wasn't there, and now they're trying to cover it up. People were stuck in the deck. People, half in and half out of metal. And as the story goes, an officer had to go around and shoot the ones that were stuck there because, well, they were dead anyway. There was nothing going to happen. And it affected the guys that actually did survive, because I heard
but it made
stories.
them kind of insane, didn't it? The
Well,
ones
but I heard stories of how they were fading in and out and walking through walls and disappearing, and all kinds of weird things that happened to them. And I think that it had to do with frequency.
I think
it actually altered their genetic makeup.
Hey, I want to just reply to the comment. Brian, you there?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm here.
JW in the chat, he said, excuse me, have you seen airplanes stall in midair? And
yes.
Let me explain. I talked to Theresa. Theresa, you remember this last month. My son had called me up, and he was hysterical because he was flipping out, and it happened right before his eyes. And I was on the phone with him, and I'm yelling at him, film it. And he's like, I can't, I'm on the phone with you. And he was driving on the highway, and it happened. 3 planes, one after the other, just got stuck in midair and then continued. I seen the same thing about a year ago.
Yeah.
And that was wicked. And then I also seen one plane going and then stop, and then when it went, it just completely disappeared, like it went through a line and it was gone.
Yeah.
So
I just wanted to answer that for the guy in the chat.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it on videos. I haven't seen it in real life, but I have definitely seen it on videos.
I seen it
more than once.
Yeah,
more than once.
Theresa, do you remember that day? I don't think Theresa's here.
No, she's got her thing silenced.
She's probably doing what do you call?
Yeah.
Brian, do you want to talk about the other one, the donut?
Yeah. So what is up with that? The DO is separated by nut with a hyphen now.
Yeah, and I've never heard of that donut shop, but that came from Adam. Do you know his last name? Adam's last name?
The DO is hyphenated.
You talking about Bachwich?
Yes. Yes. That's his find. He found that on his own and he posted it in the group, and now it says do nuts. Do you do nuts? I don't know. I sent you the picture of it.
Okay, I'll show everyone. We're gonna have to cut it for time reasons.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty shortly. Guys, it was definitely a great conversation tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look at that picture real quick. Hold on.
I've never heard of that, but he got a lot of feedback in the group about it.
Oh, you never heard of do nuts?
No, never.
I know how to do nuts, but no, I've never heard of
that. Yeah.
Delicious. Do you remember this brand of donuts, guys?
Well, Theresa,
what is it called?
Residue on it, Brian.
Residue. Teresa, you there?
Shipley do nuts? I have never seen Shipley do nuts. No, she ain't there. She's probably eating.
Oh wow, she just found residue on that. That's awesome.
Donuts.
Yeah,
it just looks messed up. Oh.
Shipley do nuts.
Yeah, it's like do nuts, you know.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Do nuts. Yeah, sure. See, there they are. Do nuts.
We'll search Google for it.
No,
do nuts. They're all over the place. See, there's the do nuts.
So that's a new one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, but you don't know if it's an ME or if it's just the way it always has been.
He was actually kind of really sure that it's
really.
I've never heard of Shipley in all my life.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know where he lives.
Oh my goodness! Look at the hyphen.
I sent you the picture that Theresa sent me. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only heard of 2 different kinds of donuts, right? I've heard of
bring donuts to the office or soccer field.
Yeah. I think it's a gimmick. Donuts.
Donuts, cherry filled, lemon glazed.
That looks good though. It does look good. Maybe you could send me some donuts. They got donut holes.
Gosh, you see that one?
Donuts
cause gas.
Well, maybe they do now that our stomach is weird.
Yeah. Stomach's all weird now. So yeah.
So what do we got? Like 9 stomachs now, right?
No, I think it's like 3, and you got like two your muscles split into 2s on your legs.
You know what I find is easiest with the Mandela effect when you're dealing with companies? Always talk to their competitor, because their competitor knows more about them than they do, and they're not affected by them.
But you know, if that's like, because the guy Adam, when he posted that in the group, I mean, I guess he just noticed the one that was in his neighborhood or whatever. But you would think, like, why would they change the logo and spend all that money just to add a dash?
Yeah,
it doesn't even make sense, you know.
Oh wait, residue. Theresa, you sent me some stuff too.
Theresa sent you the residue.
Okay, I got it. Yeah, here's some guys of Shipley. Now you want me to be saying do nuts now. They got me saying
nuts. I know, it's do nuts. I like do nuts.
Yeah.
I've always heard of Dunkin' Donuts.
You guys see this? You guys see the screen? Shipley donuts without the hyphen.
Donuts.
That's Dave Whitley in 2010. He made the logo right there.
Okay, so when did it become do nuts?
That's a good question.
I don't know. Adam usually in the chat, but he's not in tonight, so. Definitely. 6-piece chicken nuggets. Definitely was an interesting live stream. Yeah, a lot going on, a lot to talk about, you know.
Yeah, there is a few things, definitely.
All we can do is be the light for For
Be the light in the darkness.
yeah, be the light in the darkness. That's right.
Yep. That's all you can do.
And hold on tight, babe.
Yeah, because it's a rough ride.
It sure
Hey,
is.
we're
We're
going
going
to
to Nut
to a new
Town.
heaven,
Donut.
new earth.
Do nuts.
We're going to need a
And
bigger boat.
And do nuts.
Theresa, you have any catchphrases you want to tell us for tonight before we get off?
Mom always said life is like a box of donuts.
Right
I'm the
now.
poor fool who doesn't eat my donuts.
Teresa is in the background right now, looking up residue like crazy. This girl's on the ball. She
She is
just found
on the
another
ball.
one. Nuts delivery.
Life is like a box of donuts.
Can
You never know what you're gonna get.
You nuts. You thought? Okay, we're getting crazy now.
All right. Down.
Guys, we're going to cut it. Again, thank you for coming, everyone, and we'll see you this Friday. And we're going to be giving away 2 free T-shirts to 2 lucky winners. Again, thank you for coming.
Good night, guys. Good night,
Have a great
everybody.
Mandela Good night. God bless.
Good night, Harold.
Night, Harold.
Night.
Wait, Harold.
Yep.
Tell them real quick about how to find your channel in case.
Oh yeah. Well, my one channel is called Conspiracy or Is It Truth? And it's on YouTube. And the other one is our Mandela Effect Stories, which will be continuing. And yeah, so you can go to either one.
I'm gonna post it in here.
All right.
Was I on mute, guys?
The whole entire time.
There you are, Theresa.
The whole
Hey, guys.
entire time.
Yeah. Theresa, I hear
Was
you.
I on mute?
Yes. You're muted.
Oh, crap. I was trying to send you residue for Shipley's.
That's a good way to end the show.
Yeah. Oh crap.
No, did you see the Shipley donut?
No, I saw the Shipley do nut.
What?
I saw the do nuts.
Oh, crap. No, I was trying to find your residue.
You know you wanted some do nuts. Now hush.
No, but I found residue for donuts.
Now did you find any do nuts in your area? Is there any Shipley do nuts in your area?
No, we don't have.
No.
We have Winchells here. We have Dunkin' Donuts, and we have Krispy Kreme. That's what
Krispy
we're known
Kreme.
for. Yeah.
And Glow, have you ever seen them?
I've never heard of a shifty do not. Nope.
Nope, you never had a
We
do
don't
nut,
want to
huh?
look at no Shipley's do nuts.
No shifty.
I wanted.
Shifty.
You never know how they do nuts.
No, we only have Dunkin' Donuts, and they're opening up a Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme, yeah.
I love Krispy. Man, if that one changes, I'm gonna really cry.
Yeah, it's gonna become cruddy creams.
Good night, everybody.
Cream.
Later.
Night, everybody.
See ya.
Guys.
Night.